So the main character goes, wait, why do I even still have the harem? There's no purpose of it. So he tells all of them, hey, you guys are free of your jobs. You are free to go out and do whatever you want. Here's a bunch of money to pay you guys back for the years of service. Those who were supposed to get positions as officials, you can get your positions back. Those who were spies for the relative of mine, you can go back to him, thank you very much. Those who want to be soldiers, you can become soldiers. Just, you can do whatever you want now. The one that wanted to be a soldier, he was supposed to be a soldier from the get-go, except when the original host saw him when he came to the palace to instate as a soldier, thought he was a servant, and made him one of his pleasure slaves, brought him into his harem. In the original storyline, the old general finds out about this when he goes to visit the young man after he got stripped of his career and position, finds out the young man was not a soldier in military camp, but in the harem, made in memorial telling the emperor to send the man to military camp and not make him his pleasure slave. So the emperor sent him back. The original host had sent him back to military camp. But since the story hadn't been changed, since the main character had changed the story, this didn't happen. The old general didn't go looking for the boy, never found out the boy was a pleasure slave, didn't save the boy was never sent to military camp, the boy was stuck as a pleasure slave. The main character, recognizing him because this boy is an specific character in the book, goes, oh no, I need him to be a soldier, not a pleasure slave. So obviously the boy is made into the position he was originally supposed to have. In this original storyline, the young soldier who was a pleasure slave, he idolized the future Grand General. Now, in the original storyline, though, the Grand General was actually a traitorous general. He betrays their country during war against the Malids kingdom. They weren't sent the resources and rations they were supposed to need because greedy officials were being greedy officials, and the original host was a useless emperor and a greedy one who only cared about lust and playing around. So they didn't get the resources they need. He's seeing that his people were suffering, betrayed their country to protect his soldiers, and join the Malids, thinking that the Malid would be in his eyes, would have been a better ruler than the one he had. Well, the young soldier, like I said, idolized him, and they went to war against each other, fought each other. Young soldier was still loyal to the original host, while the person he idolized betrayed their country. Obviously, the young soldier gets killed during this, and the traitorous general, who is the future Grand General in this version of the story, is working for the Malid, but ends up doing all the military work, all the official work, because again, the Malid is just lusting around, fooling around, not doing his work. Like, he's the one who's left to do all the cleaning up, doing all the actual work that's running a country. Just like in Scum Saving System, where the main character in Malid leaves all the work for the Rider and the Ice King. They both get stuck with all the work while the other two fools around. It's literally like that. Now, in the original storyline, another reason why the Grand General betrays his country is because he never got his position as Grand General. He didn't get it. A useless person who gets nicknamed the loser, who's an attendant to the relative of the original host, he got the position and he was basically useless. He did not know how to run a military force, so it destroyed the morale and skills and abilities of their men. That's why they also badly lose against the Malids country. It's because, again, their military was useless because they had someone useless running it. Obviously, getting the position you were supposed to get given to someone who doesn't know how to do it would piss off anyone, especially when it goes and bites you in the butt later and almost gets you and your comrades killed. Obviously, you're going to turn around and work for the bad guy, the Emni forces. You're going to turn tail. You're going to turn sides. The main character is the one who introduces the Grand General to the young soldier. He brings the young soldier to the old general's house. The old general is dying. He is the Grand General right now, but he is dying, and he knows that sooner or later the position has to be passed to someone else, which is the Grand General. The main character has to choose who it is, and he will choose the Grand General. Now, he worries about the Grand General betraying him since the Grand General betrayed him in the original storyline. But obviously, there was a lot of reasons why the Grand General betrayed him. So he shouldn't fear it if he does everything to avoid it. He does still have anxiousness about the Grand General betraying him. But yeah, he introduces them and they get into a little fight. They get into a little scuffle because, again, the dude wants to prove himself to the Grand General. He wants to be the Grand General's deputy general. He wants to be one of the many deputy generals serving under the Grand General. And the Grand General's like, you don't get that job until you beat me. You have to beat me in a fight. And so often on, they get into little fights to see if the young soldier can be his his deputy general. And even he sooner or later realizes that this young man is a prodigy. He's getting strong and sooner or later gonna beat him. Like, he's barely pushing this kid back. So I was wrong about something. The sister does not come back from the dead. This none happen. Does not happen. I thought she did. No, she did not. In the original storyline, the Melly did marry someone and she has complete utter control over his harem and protects the weaker, more delicate members of his harem from the schemier, dangerous ones. She's a full-on powerhouse. Her country, women can have equal careers to men or have high positions. Like, it's a Margaret country. They pick women over men. And her country had gone to the original host to form an alliance, except the original host had snubbed them, mocked them, and turned them away. Obviously, they don't take this easy and go to the Melid and help the Melid fight against the original host's country and destroy it and annihilate it. She had returned back to her country, and she was a general, and sooner or later she became emperor of her country. And at this time, the Melid left her country completely utterly alone, going after all the countries around her country. But sooner or later, he decides to target hers once she became emperor. Now, he doesn't emulate it or complete control over it. He takes her as his empress. Now, there's a fun fact about this. Him and her never do the devil's tango, ever. She's one of the only female characters outside of the sister who never sleeps with the Melid. She protects all the other harem members, but she never sleeps with the Melid. She does not contend for the Melid's affections. So you know where this is coming from. You know where this is going, right? We all know where this is going. And you know where this is going? She and the sister are romantically involved. They're in love. Like, when I first saw the sister bring a female guard, I was like, oh, does the sister like women? Is this gonna have girl romance in it? And then when this woman showed up, I'm like, oh, yep, this is girl romance. There's gonna be girl romance in it, and I freaking love that this has girl romance.